Today I'm speaking with TCR UK driver Andreas Bäckman. Now this was part of a project I was planning to do, and it was going to be a documentary about motorsport, but unfortunately a few things fell through, meaning that we didn't get all of the interviews and stuff we wanted. But Andreas provided a great interview, and I thought it would be really bad if I didn't upload this, so I decided I'm going to upload this little interview with Andreas, and it sort of highlights the realities of motorsport, how hard motorsport can be. For Andreas, someone who's risen through the ranks, he was great in karting, did 1 or 2 seasons in rallycross with some really good results, and then switched over to TCR track racing for this season. So Andreas and I have actually kept in contact since. He's a fantastic guy, and I really appreciate his time here at Brands Hatch, and hopefully later on in the year we're going to meet up, and maybe we might be able to do a behind the visor with him, because he's a really interesting character and someone who's had a really interesting career so far. So nonetheless, hopefully enjoy this interview, and thanks once again to Andreas. Anyway, hopefully enjoy. So today we are here at Brands Hatch for the TCR UK weekend, and today we're here with Andreas Bäckman with West Coast Racing. So today we're just going to ask a couple of questions about how you got into motorsport and the struggles and the good points. So growing up, was your goal always to be a racing driver? Was that your career aim?
Not really, because I started when I was young. I was not really doing any racing. And then my family introduced me to racing, so I started with karting, and I was 10 years old, and then after that I was really interested with racing, so it was really fun. So yeah.
So do you find having a family that was interested in racing important in progressing your career? Because I guess if they weren't really interested, they wouldn't be so passionate about getting you and your sister into a car.
Yeah, I think definitely it was a big help, because it's really nice when everybody in the family is really likes racing. It was really good, I think. So it makes everybody go to every race together. Makes it really good.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So one of the biggest issues in motorsport in general is just the vast cost of it. I mean, a car like this is quite expensive. And obviously, you said to me before we started recording that you found it hard to find sponsors. But is there a way that you're sort of trying to go about it now, getting into higher motorsport, about finding sponsors?
Yeah, it's really hard to find sponsors. The main thing nowadays is that you have to give quite much value to the sponsors. So it's not really anymore about just having a sticker on the car, and now you have to give them so much more. So it's really hard to give them a way to have a more value.
You got to interact with them a lot more, I guess.
Yeah, more interactions and really give them value. Really. So
another thing I've been thinking about motorsport that's very important is the training and how to become a professional. You've got to be quite fit. Have you found a certain way to sort of get yourself in shape, really? Did you find that hard to start off with?
Not really, because I really like to keep myself fit, because I feel like I get so much more energy really everywhere when I have a more when I'm more fit, so it's really good. I think it's not really difficult for me to keep staying fit. It just became natural. Yeah.
Do you find it hard to dedicate yourself to motorsport, because you have to spend so much time training and learning tracks and that sort of stuff? Did you find that hard at the start? Like all of your life was around motorsport?
Not really, because and nowadays I'm really passionate about motorsport, and it makes it really easy, because then you just want to concentrate as much as possible on that. Yeah. But I also go to university, so it makes it really hard to keep both of them really good together. Like you have to plan the time good between them. So.
So I also saw recently on your social media that you're studying at university at the same time. Yeah. How do you sort of balance racing professionally and studying at the same time? Because I guess both are very time, they take a lot of your time up.
It's at university. It's really a lot of things to do, so it makes it really hard to combine both of them. But I try to just have a good plan before, and just try to keep everything really planning a lot before, to make everything before going to race. I just do everything I have to do before. So
yeah. So finally, my last proper question was: you've got the opportunity to race full time in this in Sweden.
Yeah.
Have you found the pressure of dealing with getting performances, getting good results. Have you found that tough, or is that just part of racing?
Yeah, it's definitely very tough because you have to really perform when you have so few weekends to race on. But you just have to get used to it and really focus and not take everything so hard. I think it's really hard. It's really easy that you put so much pressure on yourself, and it makes it really hard.
Yeah. So that was my last question. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck this weekend. We'll see you out on track with the rest of the video.
Thank you.
So there we are then, guys. Thank you for watching as always. I appreciate it massively, and thanks to Andreas for his time. I am obviously sorry that we couldn't really get the whole sort of final documentary together, but that's just the thing in filmmaking, unfortunately. Not all the time a project fully comes together, and yeah, you're sort of left with random bits, and sometimes it doesn't make much sense to upload them. So there have been instances in the past where I haven't been able to upload stuff, even though I've captured it, just because in reality it wouldn't make sense. But thankfully this was a really good interview with Andreas, and it was really interesting to hear about sort of the really tough points about motorsport and the reality that it's just so hard to get into even when you have a huge amount of talent. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you to John for doing the camera work. Thank you for George for editing it, and of course big thanks to Andreas for taking part in the video. Wish him best of luck for the rest of the season. I think he's got a couple of rounds of TCR to go and a few rounds of the Swedish Scandinavian, so I think it's Scandinavian Touring Car Championship to go. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all around soon. It's been AlexZAfRo. Goodbye.